All right. It's 2 p.m. and trying to be respectful to everyone's time and to this presentation. We're going to get this meeting called to order. I'll start by thanking everyone that showed up today, and commissioners, thank you for being here. My understanding is we have 2 commissioners zoomed in. They had other engagements. One is not feeling too well, so we wish her quick, speedy recovery, and Vice Mayor is chiming in as well. Not yet. They haven't been able to chime in just yet. Okay. Justin will let us know when they're chimed in, just so that we can, for the record, you guys take care of that over there. All right. Thank you all. It's been a busy day. Let's get this started. I think, Craig, you're up, right? Workshop business, 2A, development review fees? Okay.
So, about 10 years ago, we looked at all our development review fees, and they were updated at that point. There's been a 3%, not 3%, it's basically an increase every year based on the gross national product, or not, CPI, I'm sorry. There were several years where we didn't do that during the recession. This originally was adopted during the recession. So Doug's going to go over potential fee increases. Right now, we're at 30% cost recovery. I want you to remember that. So for any project we do, 30% of it's covered by the applicant. The other 70% is the taxpayers are covering that cost. And this is only planning and zoning. It does not have to do anything with code enforcement or building. So I'm going to pass it off to Doug, and he'll give you the whole presentation.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon. As Craig mentioned, Douglas Etheridge, Development Services Assistant Director of the department. So as he mentioned, we conducted an initial study back in 2015 to have Matrix Consulting Group perform a study of our development review fees. That study suggested we perform another one every 10 years, so hence we are again today. They were hired in 2023 to come back and reform another study for us. Today's workshop is to go over their findings and our recommendations to you. Just as an FYI, as a recollection, you authorized the building permit fees to be adopted earlier this month. So this is the development review side of things, such as like your annexations, your land use, your zonings, conditional use of site plans. This is what this would be covering. So with that. Oh, it's not.
Doug, did the mayor tell you you're limited to 10 slides? No, I'm kidding.
I can cut it down to 1.
I like your style. I like your style. He said 1. I just spoke to Commissioner Alvarez about this, and I said 10, 15 max. Give me a number.
Actually, just 14. I can cut it down a little.
It's in the range. It's in the range.
Actually, it just all right. So here we go. All right, so the goals of the study was to do a couple things. One is to identify services of the reviews that we perform. Add some fees here, maybe rename some fees, remove some fees that are no longer applicable, keep fees where they are still relevant to the applicant, and providing the same type of current level of service that we provide to them. And even so, if we're possible, we can move it up a level of service to them as well. Cost recovery should be 100%, not 30%, like Craig had mentioned. And then annually adjust the fees based upon the CPI to ensure that we keep costs going, so we're not having to make major jumps each year. So what goes into their study? One is interviews. They conduct interviews with staff to go over the needs of the department, to the application types, the processes, the staff power to perform these activities. Another is the data collection. We identify time estimates, the budget costs that go into those, and staffing levels to ensure that we have proper amount of staff to review and perform these services. A cost analysis, examining the full cost for providing each type of service. And then a comparison study, we'll get to this in a moment, where feasible, we compare similar and prominent type of projects to St. Cloud and Osceola County. And then lastly, what the goal of the study was, not the goal, but the methodology was to evaluate what their findings are. We research it and verify that it is accurate, and then we're presenting it to you. Next, please. So the Matrix Consulting Group found a couple things. One, that we're passing on a large chunk of our review to, or the fees to the applicants, or excuse me, to the regular citizens. So as I mentioned, we're only recovering 30% of the actual cost. So that means that we're passing 70% on to the remaining citizens of the city to perform applicants' duties. We're also conducting a comprehensive study every 7 to 10 years to ensure that we capture again any existing changes and conduct a yearly update based upon the CPI. If you have any questions, stop me along the way. They recommended a few things. One is to provide various types of new fees, such as inspections, notices and continuances that we'd never had before, refunds and corrections or cancellations. Not saying that we're charging for those, but we're adding a refund process because we never had that on the books before. Well, charging for insufficient payments or funds. You know, it costs us money if an applicant provides us with insufficient funds, we have to go chase down that money for them. So we're adding a cancellation or insufficient payments section. Secondly, we are adding, or we're recommending to add a renamed fee structure. Basically consolidating some of our existing processes into names that are consistent and compliant with today's processes. And this ultimately helps the applicant understand better what they should be applying for, not necessarily, you know, having multiple types of processes out there that have different name types, such as state applications. Right now, we got 3 or 4 different types of names, so we're just consolidating that into one name. Another is the special events. Special events, we have special event with sales, special event without sales, consolidating those names into easier naming figures for the citizens. Next, please. The third is to expand some of our fees. These are basically fees that, based upon the complexity or the diversity of a project, we're asking that we split out some of these types rather than just being a base fee for every single type. We're saying, well, these have more complexity or diversity to the situation, so we should be charging a base fee plus a per unit or an acre fee based upon the size and the amount of time it takes to review a project. So for instance, a site plan that is only for an acre size may be a lot different than if it's 100 acres, the complexity that goes into that. Preliminary, so one of those example type projects is a PUD zoning or preliminary plat. Those are very similar as far as the scales of the developments. As I mentioned earlier, special event, changing the current naming convention from special event with sales, special event without sales, to special event for single day events. And then also a special event for multi-day events, because single day events are less complex, and those are the most common types of things. Why should they be charged more for the same thing for a large type of event? So we have a multi-day event for multi-day types of stuff, because that adds more complexity to the research, the review conducted by staff, and the inspections and so forth. Another is the administrative waiver or variance. looking to split those into two different types of categories. That's based upon the amount of level of staff of level to perform the review. Right now, we only have one type of review for this. So if it only takes a director review, why are we charging the same thing if it takes 10 or 15 people to do by administrative waiver through an ARC or a DRC review? So we're looking to separate those out. Another is the customized estate funding letters. These are alcohol licenses, your housing letters, your zoning verification letters. Dependent upon the type of request it is, we're looking to split those out because, again, based upon the complexity of it. So you're seeing a trend here. We're looking at providing services to the individuals at a lower cost that have less intense type of projects, and those that are larger type of projects and more complex, charging those individuals more. And lastly, we're looking at removing several types of fees that just are no longer applicable. We don't use these anymore, so maybe they've been consolidated into another name or another process, but just getting them off the books so that way it lessens the confusion to the citizen. Next one, please. So in summary, based upon the directive and the staff review of the study, staff recommends 4 things. Change the fees to match the actual cost incurred by the city to perform these duties. Correctly change the way fees are applied and update out-of-date types of changes or languages and processes. Add a refund process. Round prices to their nearest dollar, so then that way it doesn't add, cents to it, so it helps for finance, but then also the citizen as well, rather than providing 32 cents or whatever it may be, it's just a flat fee. And all other fees remain the same. This plus the following 2 pages are just basically a summary of all of our different type of application type processes. And in one column, it shows the breakdown based upon the unit type. Another column is the current fee that we have. Then the next column is the proposed fee, and then the next one is the difference. Then in the black text, you see those are the fees that would go up. In the red font and text, that's the difference from a decrease in the price that we're proposing. Give you a second to absorb that, and then you can go on to the next page. So this is just a continuation. You can see there's a good share of up and down increases and decreases. And the next page, please. Okay, one more.
Question?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So to go back one page, maybe, all right there. For example, your rescission right there per review,
Yes.
is that of the proposed 17.5? I mean, that's just kind of one that just pops out. That big of an increase for that?
Yes, ma'am. That's part of a development review impact, a development of regional impact. A development of regional impact is a very complex and multi-leveled type of review. And there's a lot of hands that go into that. And so, yes, it is the request that the amount of time that goes into that is the amount of that we're proposing there. And it does take a lot of staff time to perform those duties because it's not just like your typical application type of process. It reaches out to multi-levels, and it can go on for about 6 months to a year just for the review of it.
So development of regional impacts no longer exist but under state law, but the ones that were created still are valid.
Okay.
And because of the complexities of the state law, a lot of developers want to get out of the development of regional impact and just, basically it's called a rescission. They have to go through the process of undoing the approvals.
Okay.
And it does often require us to hire outside counsel that land use attorney focused because there's a lot of agreements, there's different levels of state review, regional review, and county review that's necessary.
Same goes for the amendments, I guess.
Yeah.
It's all within that field. Okay.
Yeah,
It
it's
just
pretty
kind of
complex.
popped out at me. It's such a large amount, and I'm
Yes.
seeing all kind of balance, but that was like, whoa. But okay, I mean, I totally get it, and you all know what you're talking about, so it was just a question
Okay.
going on. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. So this next slide in the next one after is a fee comparison of prominent and similar development review fees that us, St. Cloud, and Osceola County have. Now, this is not all encompassing. This is just those prominent and similar ones that we have. And I'll go into detail why these processes are a little bit different and why their fees are a little bit different here. But I wanted to show you that there is some similarities as far as the fees go when it comes to the most prominent type of requests. Go to the next one, please. So here you got your site plan, your zoning map, your preliminary plat. So they're all kind of across the board there, if you will. Okay, so then the next one, please. Excuse me. So as I kind of mentioned, why are they different? Well, one is it the actual cost versus the lower recovery cost? Meaning, does the developer, is the developer sharing the cost of the total price? Or do they charge a lesser percentage and pass on the remaining portion to the remaining citizens? Another is the amount of time it takes for reviews. Meaning, is it the quality or the detail of the applications? The complexity or the diversity that may go into it? The number of submittals and resubmittals, the larger scale versus smaller scale, meaning Osceola County versus maybe the cities. The number of staff that it takes to perform the review, and then meeting and discussion occurrences, how often do they meet to go over those applications? So those are all varying factors of why fees differ, and they're not straight across the board. Another is the application name types and processes. They're not all the same. And as I mentioned, we have different types of applications and different types of processes. Another is the totals are not totally inclusive. Found here is Osceola County and St. Cloud, they had some add-on fees based upon the individuals that review it. So they're not providing a full cost at the very beginning, but it's only providing a cost based upon who's involved in reviewing it. So it's a multi-leveled review, so the citizens not necessarily knowing entirely what their fee is at the very beginning because they don't know who's involved in the review. And then lastly, St. Cloud is in the process of updating their fees. I hear that they're looking to do that within the next year, and they're going to be presenting that to their commission and updating that shortly as well. So with that, there was a couple slides earlier there. I can be happy to go back over those proposals of what we recommend to you, but we're seeking direction from you on how you would like us to proceed at this stage.
Thank you. I do have just a few questions, small questions. Just going earlier on, small special events permits, are they considered the same way as temporary events? Can you give me some clarification between the temporary and the special event? I mean, is it one and the same? Is it
Same.
the same?
Yes.
And smaller permits, I know that you're kind of breaking down the smaller permits versus the larger ongoing permits. So do you have like one person that'll handle one in your department and just to get them almost through faster? Because those are so much quicker, and sometimes those smaller events just, I would hate to think that they get, backed up in a line of people that now have these long process. So I just don't know, just for my own curiosity.
Sure. So there are different levels of project types. A complex project, let's say, is a site plan. That has multi-level staff from different departments that review that. And in our code, it requires those individuals to review that. So those are reviewed by different individuals. But lower tier type of projects like a special event or a zoning letter or a state application or something like that, we do that in-house and we don't even take it to DRC. We just do that
Okay.
as an almost, not, I wouldn't say, over the counter.
Right.
But within a day or so of
Reasonable
completion
time.
of submittal, yes.
Okay, all right, yeah, I was just thinking, well, if someone walks in and they want to do a little thing, and then a church or just anything, and then they have to wait, a month, because,
Yeah.
of course, people come on a Monday and the event is on a Friday, so you know how that goes.
Special events are just another animal in itself, as you
absolutely.
know.
Yeah.
We require that those events must be in place, approved before 30 days in advance, so that way it gives staff enough time to ensure that things are provided. Complex, multi-level type of reviews, or days events, not necessarily the single-day events, but such as your stages, your electric, your noise, your fire, your restrooms, all those things are provided well in advance rather than, a day or so before the event. And then obviously doesn't give a lot of time for an individual to get all that stuff together and do it, then also inspect it to make sure that they're providing it correctly. So we request those be done 30 days in advance so that we can have enough time to be able to make sure that all those things are in compliance.
Perfect, thank you. Thank you for the explanation. Commissioners, do you have any questions or comments?
Yes, I do have a question. I'm a little confused here with the difference between multi-day event and a single-day event. According with this, single-day event must even for 1 day and not intensive to review. How many days you are allowed to have a single-day event? Consecutive.
Get to that page, please. Okay. So your question was how many days does it involve?
What is the difference between, want to be more clear about multi-day event and a single-day event? According with this, single-day event must be even for 1 day and not intensive to review.
So, you are allowed by code to have 20 days worth of special events per calendar year for a single site and 30 days for a multi-tenant site. So what this breaks down is if somebody comes in and wants to do a 1-day carnival at Plaza del Sol, that 1 day takes 1 day out of their 30. But if they want to do a carnival every first Friday of the month for 12 months, that's 12 days of the 30 days. So the number of days you get is the same, but the permitting, they could come in with a multi-day permit and get that whole year approved for those 12 first Fridays. So that's what the difference is in the single day versus multi-day permit. Or if you're having, say, an auto sales, like the old Kmart, before we acquired that, they used to have auto sales there, and they would be there for 15 days. So that would be 15 days out of that shopping center's allotment, but they would get a multi-day permit. So the actual review of that permit is a little bit more complicated because it's spread out over, could be even a whole year. So anything over that 20-day or 30-day allotment is handled through a separate process that ends up coming to commission.
So how that apply to restaurants?
To restaurants?
Yes.
It's the same. It's considered the same. Any business is a business is a business. So if it's a restaurant, they can do a special event the same as a pet store. It's just they have to come in, go through the process, they get the same amount of days, it's the same process.
Thank you.
Okay.
Commissioner.
I have questions. These fees, are they increased based on economics, the economy at the time, or is it annually? Do they go up, or they stay at a certain level?
So as part of their study, they do take economics into account. I can't tell you the inflation percentage that they looked at or anything like that, but they have suggested that we continue to do an annual CPI increase, a consumer price index increase based upon what the nation comes out as, and saying, hey, apply this fee as an upgrade to that each year. So so to answer your question, yes.
Okay. It is also based on the departments that have to review each and every case individually?
That is part of it, yes, sir.
Thank you.
And that's what this study is based on, what the costs are now, and then built into it is the CPI, so that every year it would go up based on CPI. And it's a similar thing we do for solid waste fees. We do it for the stormwater fee. There's a bunch of different fees that we use the CPI to do an adjustment.
So how much of an increase are we looking at annually?
It just varies, like, you know, some years the CPI might be 2%,
2%.
other years it might be 3%. It's usually, I think it's usually between 1.5 and 3, 3.5 at the most.
Okay, thank you.
Typically.
Thank you. Is this presentation part of the, I saw the agenda, I just didn't see all the attachments, so if anybody wanted to make reference to this, they just go right on Kissimmee.gov and pull it, thank you. All right, it's just a good reference point for the community in case they have any questions. We can also, kind of recommend they go to the website, and it makes it easier for us as well. Thank you. I was going to ask for you to send it, but if it's there, I'll just pull it up myself. Thank you so much. A great presentation, great breakdown. I appreciate your time and your fine detail to helping us understand it. It's a lot of information, so obviously for you guys, it's your everyday language. For us, it's more like, wait, and then, of course, we're seeing it as the red or the black and the numbers, and it's just a little for us on this side. But thank you. I mean, if I sit down and break it down, it makes a lot of sense. I appreciate it. So, Mike, what's the next call to action here?
Come back to you guys. It's a policy, Doug?
Is a resolution?
Resolution. So this will come back to you. Do you guys have a schedule? What date did we be coming back to the commission for?
Nothing yet. We were looking for direction, and if they're willing to accept our recommendations, we would put it in a resolution form and bring it back to a future commission.
So then that'll give us some time too, is as you talk to people and people look at this online, we get feedback, we can always make adjustments before the commission makes a final decision on it.
Perfect. So do we call a motion to approve the recommendation? Second by Commissioner Alvarez. Guess we do. All in favor?
No.
Yeah.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries today 3-0, because there's no one else here. Did any of the commissioners chime in? No? Okay, thank you. I guess they were having technical difficulties, so we'll call it that. All right, so we're going to move right on to the next item to be presented. Item 2B, thematic tourist and city branding presentation. We'll have now.
Madam Commissioners, we've had a group, international group that has been looking at different ideas for how we could attract more tourism into not the general area that we're used to be seeing marketed by Experience Kissimmee, but more the heart of, no pun intended, the heart of Kissimmee in our downtown area. And so here today to give you a presentation is Giacomo Stagliano, who will be giving a presentation. He's from the National Society of the Arts.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. We're excited to hear about this. We're excited. Anything that you have to bring us that helps us bring in more tourism and of course, brand our city. So please, you've got the stage.
Gracias, distinguida alcaldesa. Me voy a auxiliar de Elisa para la traducción. Distinguidos comisionados, vamos a presentar un pequeño video, porque
Perfecto.
dicen que una imagen dice más que 1000 palabras.
Permiso? Mike, do we have to take any, and I don't know because legal's not here, so do we have to take any, like,
Like an oath or something?
name or,
Because this is a workshop, I think we're okay.
Okay.
Because you guys aren't taking any formal action today?
so she'll be translating for.
Yeah, I think that's okay.
Perfect, okay,
You
thank you.
just can't provide the translator.
Okay, perfect, just for the record, thank you.
Honorable Mayor Jackie, as well as the commissioners, we want to
Speak closer to the mic, I'm so sorry. Thank you. You can move it towards you, yeah.
thank you, Honorable Mayor Jackie Espinosa, as well as our commissioners. We would like to be able to present our video on this. We believe that a video shows 1,000, actually breaks down into more than 1,000 words. It'll be better for us to be able to present it to you in this form.
Perfect, thank you.
Nuestra organización tiene presencia en 10 países, 18 años.
Trata de hablar al micrófono.
Our organization has been in more than 10 countries, as well as we have been around for a few years now.
Y desarrolla conceptos de ciudad. Tenemos presencia de conceptos en México, en República Dominicana y en Colombia ya desarrollados como el que se presenta.
We bring to you concepts that we have put into other countries, as well as Colombia, Mexico, and various other countries that we've been doing this over the years. This is something that we specialize in across the world.
Y el objetivo fundamental de la Cámara es presentar cómo a través de la cultura se puede desarrollar un motor económico de ciudad.
And our chamber has been put together to be able to bring the arts and be able to bring tourism into different cities through that, through different cultures, through bringing in the presentations of different cultures and tours.
Por lo tanto, lo que ustedes van a ver, más allá de un proyecto cultural, es un proyecto de desarrollo económico y planeación de la ciudad.
This is more than just a project on tourism and arts. This is actually economics and being able to bring in more into the city of Kissimmee.
Corremos video. Yes.
Ciao belli. Welcome to Kissimmee, the beautiful city of love. My brother Giacomo has created this living book just for you.
The National Chamber of Arts presents the Economic Development Project. Kissimmee, la ciudad del amor.
Kissimmee, the city of love. Your story begins here. The National Chamber of the Arts presents the Economic Development Project, a universal invitation. Kissimmee, the city of love. Your story begins here. They say the best love stories begin with a single invitation. Kissimmee, a universal invitation. Besame en Kissimmee, the city of love. Your story begins here. Celebrate your quinceañera, wedding, or anniversary with the best world gastronomy right here in Kissimmee. Presenting the best world gastronomy to celebrate your quinceañera, wedding, or anniversary in Kissimmee. Y disfruta tu boda en la ciudad del amor, Kissimmee in Kissimmee. They say the best love stories begin with a single invitation. Kissimmee, more than a city, ven y disfruta tu boda en la ciudad del amor. Kissimmee in Kissimmee. Kissimmee, Kissimmee. Welcome to Kissimmee, the city of love, a universal invitation. Kissimmee, the city of love. Your story begins here. Kissimmee, the city of love. Oh, Kissimmee, the city of love. What a romantic and magical place. I can't wait to visit.
Let's examine the proposal that could change everything for a Florida city. It's an idea so simple yet powerful that's been hiding in plain sight in its name for centuries. But to understand why this idea is so brilliant, we first need to set the context. We must grasp Kissimmee's challenge, creating an identity while living in the shadow of giants. And it's no small feat, right? The city is literally next door to Walt Disney World and Universal Orlando. Imagine being neighbors with two of the planet's most famous tourist destinations. So the question is inevitable. How can it stand out in the midst of all this? But here's the interesting part. Economically speaking, Kissimmee is already a giant. In 2023 alone, it generated $6.5 billion from tourism. Millions of people pass through there every year. Despite those impressive figures, the key question remains, why is it truly famous? Beyond being the gateway to the parks, what's its soul, its essence? And that's where this new and fascinating proposal comes in. Now, let's move on to the solution. The incredible part? It's not inventing something new, but uncovering what's been there, hidden in plain sight. The proposed solution isn't from complex market studies or passing trends. No. The starting point is much simpler. It's the very name of the city. It all boils down to these 9 letters. The proposal puts forward a powerful idea. What if the answer to a new identity has been in the name all along? What if it was just waiting for someone to listen? And here's the key moment, the revelation. When pronounced in English, Kissimmee sounds almost identical to one of the world's most universal invitations. Kiss me. It's a phonetic connection that's as simple as it is powerful. From this connection, boom! The central concept emerges, rebranding Kissimmee as the City of Love. The idea is to leverage this unique sound, making it a global destination for romance, celebrations, and affection. But one might think it's just a clever wordplay, right? It's not. What makes this idea truly brilliant is its connection to the city's history and deep symbolism, giving it incredible authenticity. Here we can see the double layer of meaning. On one side, there's the modern universal kiss me sound, and on the other, its indigenous origin meaning long water, a powerful symbol of life, fertility, and renewal. This phrase from the proposal sums it up poetically, creating a brilliant parallel. Water nourishes the earth, a kiss nourishes the soul. This connection links the historical origin with the romantic theme in a profound way. To show this is serious, it's not just an idea. It's registered as original work by the National Chamber of Arts, giving it solid legal and creative standing. Great idea with history and legal basis, but how does this abstract concept become a real, tangible experience for locals and tourists? The plan comes to life through 5 routes of love. Imagine a Valentine's Day route, one for weddings and proposals, a cultural and artistic path, a nightlife tour, and a nature trail with designated kiss spots for perfect photos. It's a complete ecosystem to bring the brand to life. To grasp the scale of this project's ambition, just think of the iconic I Love New York. The goal is to create something equally recognizable, but with a key difference, linking that feeling directly to real tourist experiences like weddings, festivals, and celebrations. The visual identity is based on universally understood elements, lips and a heart. The slogan is incredibly catchy, Kiss Me in Kissimmee. The colors, passionate red, elegant black, and pure white. Perhaps most crucial, creating these kiss spots citywide, designed to go viral with the hashtag #KissMineKissimmee. Okay, all this romance sounds great, but what's the real impact? This is where the idea shifts from creative to a potential economic driver that could truly transform the city. Brace yourselves, because the financial projection is staggering. It's estimated this new brand could generate an extra $500 million in tourism revenue annually within just 5 years. This figure shows the idea's huge potential. Here's the smartest part of the strategy. It complements theme parks, not competes. The dynamic is straightforward. Daytime, family fun in the parks. Nighttime, romance in Kissimmee. They capture a new visitor experience. This graph shows its profit potential. each dollar invested could return 6 to 8. It's a smart bet with high ROI. Can a hidden invitation redefine a city's future? Bet the answer is a firm yes.
Que se presenta, además incluye una plataforma de información con inteligencia artificial que se basa en Visit Orlando, Visit Kissimmee e información básica del propio libro, donde podemos consultar oportunidades de negocios y de desarrollo para la ciudad.
This plan also comes with an actual platform that comes with information from Visit Orlando, Visit Kissimmee, as well as a blue book that has been put together where you can have actual business ideas and businesses put their information in there.
Y el objetivo es que este sea un proyecto de la ciudad, brandeable por la ciudad, o sea, que la titular del concepto y del desarrollo económico sea la ciudad y licencie los derechos a quienes quieran desarrollar, por así, el uso de la marca o el desarrollo temático.
This would be a brand for the city, where the city would have control of the brand as well as who gets to use the brand name.
Y estamos abiertos para preguntas, respuestas y agradecidos con el tiempo.
We're open to any questions that you guys may have, and thank you for your time today.
Gracias. Thank you so much. Thank you for this presentation. Commissioners, do you have any comments, questions?
Yes, I do. When you said that it's going to be like an economic impact of 500 millions, how you had that information from where? Did you do any study or something?
Cuando cogiste la información de los 500 millones.
Son los indicadores económicos que se basan en el número de visitantes que llegan a Orlando a través del Aeropuerto Internacional de Orlando, el desarrollo económico que está teniendo la propia ciudad y el algoritmo lo que hace es que la derrama económica interna y externa no sea transitoria y se vaya a los parques de Disney, sino que realmente se quede en la ciudad. O sea, los visitantes los tenemos, los conceptos están. Hoy, al final de cuentas, mucha de la infraestructura que requerimos ya la tiene la ciudad. Es básico lo que vamos a adaptar, pero el objetivo es llamar a que gasten en Kissimmee. Entonces, es un algoritmo predictivo que se basa en el número de información de visitantes, fechas tentativas y el desarrollo turístico que está teniendo la ciudad. Por lo tanto, es 100% objetivo. No es una búsqueda informativa aleatoria, sino son bases de datos reales del número de visitantes, las fechas, el promedio de países y la derrama económica, cuánto gastan en la ciudad.
So this comes from a base of information from the tourists that come in through the airport of Orlando directly into the city, as well as the information of how many tourists we have coming in here, how much they're actually spending here in Kissimmee. But the point is to, instead of them just going directly to the parks, to bring it directly to the city, to make sure that they're also spending their money here within the city of Kissimmee and making that project out. This is the algorithm that's used to make this projection has come from that, making sure that it comes back to the city, and the city has the infrastructure for it. A lot of the buildings, a lot of what's needed for this project, we already have. It's few minor details just to make it basically pop.
Y el concepto se identifica, por ejemplo, en Estados Unidos, mucha gente te dice, yo conozco México, y en realidad conocen Cancún. O yo conozco República Dominicana y en realidad conocen Punta Cana. Pero viajan a través del aeropuerto de la Ciudad de México, no se quedan ni gastan en la Ciudad de México, viajan a través del aeropuerto de Santo Domingo, no se quedan ni gastan en el aeropuerto de Santo Domingo y se van a la ciudad de destino. Es algo similar de lo que pasa. Aquí tenemos dos parques de alto valor y la derrama económica no queda en la ciudad. Entonces tenemos con una marca tan poderosa como la ciudad del amor, que es un concepto universal, hacer que la gente gaste en Kissimmee.
So it's just like when people travel to Mexico, they say they know Mexico, but really they're going for Cancun. They say they know Dominican Republic, but really they're not going for that. So the concept is for them to, yes, they're coming through the Orlando airport to the parks, but for their money to stay here within our city, for the money to come back to the city of Kissimmee. And with the name as it is, it would be a great branding opportunity.
Commissioner, any other questions, comments?
No, no more questions. Thank you.
I want to ask questions. This introduction is basically the introduction that be used to marketing Kissimmee Love. I know I just see like weddings and, things of that nature. I was looking more into like more family oriented as well. Like, add, families into it instead of, these wedding pictures and stuff. It's all good. But City of Love, I would think it would include a family oriented, more family gathering. So is this the presentation or can that be changed as well? That's my question.
El concepto principal que se busca de ciudad es que la ciudad sea familiar, porque la derrama económica es mayor, el hospedaje o el cuarto noche, pues no es uno, es una familia. Y este concepto está pensado en los niños, cuando van a hacer su primera comunión, desde luego en las quinceañeras, en la petición de mano como tal, en la boda, en el aniversario. O sea, analiza y resume todas las etapas de tu vida en las celebraciones y te invita a celebrarlas en la ciudad del amor, entendiendo el amor como un concepto universal.
So yes, this can be modified because the concept itself is for family. It's to be able to do first communions, go through all the steps, first communions, going to graduations, quinceañeras, or sweet 16s, as well as proposals, weddings, anniversaries, everything that comes in the concept of love, because at the end of the day, ideally, if it's a family, we're talking about spending more. We're talking about bigger rooms, more money is brought back into the city.
Okay.
Thank you. Do you have another question, Commissioner? No? Okay, thank you. Commissioner Ortiz, you wanted this workshop because you wanted to bring this concept. Do you have anything else to add other than questions or recommendations, or where do you?
I do believe it's going to be this concept economic, a great tool for the city of Kissimmee. Right now, you know how things going with Tallahassee. You know that like we're going to need in the future more tools to keep the program, the 24/72 with firefighters, with the police. Even it's going to be something great for the city. I don't see why we cannot support something like this.
Thank you. So,
Madam Mayor, I got a question. Can we get a feedback from the Vice Mayor? Is that possible?
Is the Vice Mayor online?
See if they,
she's not online right
she's
now.
not online.
Is Commissioner Martinez,
as well?
would she like to add
She,
anything?
it's just, I'd like to get their feedback as well.
Commissioner Martinez, can you hear us? Should we be able to hear her? Commissioner Martinez, if you can hear us, can you respond?
He's muted, but she can't hear.
You might be muted. There's no interaction there. She's not being able to.
I think the concept.
Okay, I'd like to ask City Manager a couple questions. Yeah, just to get your feedback on that. Mike, what What's your take on this? What's the,
As you know, as a city, we don't typically do marketing, tourism marketing, and that sort of thing. But, the commission has talked about trying to get our hands on more of the revenues that the county generates through tourism, through the tourist development tax. And when I first met with them and heard the concept, I thought, we're a pretty good idea to try our hand at getting some county funding through the TDT. And knowing how well experienced Kissimmee does with marketing and branding Kissimmee as a destination for tourism. I mean, you see their ads on international soccer matches in Europe, and I see it on TV. It's crazy. They might be able to provide not just the funding, but the infrastructure necessary to promote this on our behalf as well. So that'd be something I'd be interested in meeting with them on, and maybe bring the group with us and see how it goes.
okay. All right, so I have several questions, and I'd like to ask our Economic Development Director, if that's okay. What's your take on this? I didn't ask for your vote last time on the logo, so I want to make sure you're called out right now. So why don't you share would you come up and tell us what you think about this? It's part of our economic development vision, right? So I think it's good to just get some feedback. Sorry, David. I just throw you right under the bus. Why not? Get used to me. It's been a year. Señor Jacobo, le estoy pidiendo la opinión al señor David porque él es el director de desarrollo económico y obviamente nos interesa también su perspectiva. Gracias.
Claro. Good afternoon. The proposition is intriguing. I agree with Mike. It will be important to leverage Experience Kissimmee as their efforts are completely aligned with doing this for Kissimmee and the region. So it will be a matter of running this by Experience Kissimmee, see how that mesh with the strategy of Experience Kissimmee. And it would be for us to also determine if we want to be known by the elements and the idea, the lips, the colors, the images, if that is something that would fit with the image that we want to communicate. I would be interested in knowing from the presentation that they made how the ROI is calculated, how the $6 to $8 for dollar of investment is calculated to really know the impact that it would generate economically for the city and for the region. That's my initial take.
Perfect, thank you. And to that point, I think you're correct, because when Mr. Jacobo just mentioned Airport of Orlando has X amount of visitors, that doesn't necessarily translate to them coming into the city of Kissimmee.
Jeanette Martinez
Jeanette Martinez is on.
is now exiting.
Exiting?
No, she's here.
Okay, so I'm going to come back to my thought, because I'd like Commissioner Martinez to come on, and Commissioner Martinez, can you hear me? Commissioner Martinez, perhaps you're on mute.
She's tough.
Commissioner Martinez just texted me and said, I guess I'm muted. She's here, though.
She should be able to.
You should be able to speak, Commissioner, if you can hear me.
Is this going to be in conjunction with Experience Kissimmee?
Yeah, that's what we were saying. They have the funding dollars to help promote a plan like this.
Yeah.
And then they also have the expertise because they're a marketing entity.
Right.
So I think that would be something that would make a lot of sense for us to do, is meet with them, see how this would jive with their efforts and whether or not it would be eligible, sir, for funding.
Yeah. I like the concept, though.
Commissioner Martinez, can you text me if you're hearing us? And if you are trying to be unmuted?
She unmuted herself.
If you have,
How about now? Can you guys hear me now?
now we can, thank you.
I tried to get in multiple times. Sorry, I'm sick, so I didn't want to get you guys sick by showing up today.
Thank you, we certainly appreciate that. And we hope and pray you get well rather quickly. If you'd like to give us any of your thoughts on this presentation, or even the one before, I don't know if you had any comments or questions, we'd like to have it here for the record.
So I could only hear just the end of the meeting. I was texting because I couldn't hear, but Minerva, I guess, got it figured out, so I was able to hear most of the end. But Mr. David, I'd like to also see where the numbers come from, or how did they get those percentages? I know that they did like a search for the amount of people arriving, but since Orlando's an international airport, a lot of people land there because it's just easier for their destinations. I love the concept. It's a really good idea.
Thank you so much for your input. We appreciate it and hope you feel better.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sacaste los números de los 6 y el 8, más todos los números en referencia del algoritmo.
Si nosotros recordamos la época de la pandemia, fue la época más difícil de todo el mundo, en donde entendimos que la infraestructura nos cuesta y que la ciudad tiene un costo fijo, que si no hay un motor de desarrollo que lo alimente, eso te va a costar y no vas a tener el ingreso. Visit Orlando en ese momento, con un plan que tenían a 2030, tenían debidamente planificado distintos escenarios en temas de crisis. Uno de ellos fue ese. ¿Qué hicieron? Abrieron la ciudad, hicieron el homeschool en el hotel, abrieron hoteles de negocios y abrieron las puertas al turismo. Eso generó que no nada más llegaran a sus rankings de la derrama económica, sino que lo superaran. Fue la única ciudad en el mundo que logró tener un desarrollo económico superlitario, a diferencia de los demás. Eso es una planeación de ciudad. Estos algoritmos, la base fundamental es lo que han desarrollado ustedes, ahora sí, para la ciudad. Vienen 2 hoteles, vienen un centro de convenciones y van a venir muchos más proyectos de desarrollo económico que tienen que tener visitantes, que tienen que tener inversores y que tienen que tener un concepto de ciudad para nuevos negocios. Entonces, en base a la información que se desarrolló pública, tanto de la parte económica de Orlando en cuanto a visitantes, es lo que se desarrolló como derrama económica externa. O sea, cuánto de lo que se visita le queda a Kissimmee como tal. La derrama económica externa es mínima. ¿Por qué? No hay licencias, no hay permisos, no hay pernocta. O sea, los hoteles están en Disney, no están en Kissimmee. Vienen nuevos hoteles que hay que llenar y mantener durante el año. Eso implica una temática de la ciudad todo el año, ¿no? Perdón para traducir.
In 2020, we remember with the pandemic that everything was shutting down, all the cities were suffering. However, Orlando had this concept that they had projected till 2030. And in the world, they were one of the only cities that were able to hit their numbers and surpass their numbers due to the different things that they were able to put into their city. The schoolings in the hotels, different concepts that they had brought in. That's the thing. We have hotels that we're bringing into the city now. We have the new convention center. This is something that we need to be able to year-round fund. Make sure that we keep them constantly full and growing. With this concept, we could go ahead and implement it to be able to help that.
Y este es un concepto de bajo impacto para la ciudad en cuanto a la inversión, porque ya tenemos los parques, ya tenemos diseñada la ciudad, o sea, ya hay mucha infraestructura, te hace falta un tren de conexión, desde luego de hoteles hacia la ciudad, recorridos pagados por los negocios, el tema de licenciamiento, del uso de la marca, las bodas, todo eso va a repercutir en las arcas de la alcaldía. o sea, a través de pago de impuestos, derechos y licencias para nuevos negocios.
So it's of low impact to the city, but there's little things that does need to be implemented here, like trains to bring in people from the hotels into the city, the businesses to go ahead and pay for licenses to be able to use the brand, the weddings to use the brand, to get these permits as well, so that everybody could be able to bring that money back into the city within taxes being used and things like that.
La mayoría de las ciudades en el mundo tienen conceptos, por ejemplo, París, ciudad del amor, Nueva York, Toledo, una ciudad al final de cuentas amurallada, Barcelona, bueno, la ciudad de la innovación, Gaudí, los hoteles de Gaudí, es una marca ciudad. La ciudad del amor, o Bésame en Kissimmee, es más fuerte que Gaudí. Nada más imaginen eso. Al final traemos un video de presentación de un recorrido por Europa que les hice tematizando cómo piden la mano, se casan, hacen novios en cualquiera de las ciudades al aire libre. Eso no tiene un costo, pero el que compra un traje, el que compra un vestido de novia, el que hace una celebración, eso lo gasta en Kissimmee y vas a desarrollar industrias hasta hoy inexistentes.
But with the branding, all across the world, you have Paris, the city of love, various different cities that have their brands. They're known for their brands. With this, Kissimmee would be known, Kissimmee and Kissimmee. It would be a brand. It would be, they'd buy their dresses, they'd buy, it would bring different industries into the city.
Thank you. Back on? Oh, okay. Commissioner Martinez, can you hear us? Would you like to jump on again, unmute?
Yes.
Perfect, thank you. We could hear you.
All right, I had a question, and you guys might have covered this, but like I said, I couldn't hear so much. Is this going to be fully the city's investment, or is it in a partnership with the branding, the gentleman that is bringing the branding? Sorry.
Eso hace. ¿La inversión va a ser solamente de la ciudad o va a ser algo que la caja? It will be joint.
La idea es que haya inversiones público-privadas para nuevos proyectos. No sé si me permite acercarme para presentar un poco la plataforma.
Commissioner, the answer is he would like to see a public-private partnership or agreement amongst people, and he's now presenting.
Y pedir que tenga la respuesta en el idioma que usted considere. Desde luego falta, pero creo que con la que ya tenemos proporcionada, da oportunidad para la toma de decisiones de la propia ciudad en qué permitir y no qué permitir. Sí. En torno a lo que comentaba la comisionada, que la dirección siempre sea de la ciudad y que los nuevos negocios se decidan en la ciudad y desde luego se acompañen ya la parte privada con la inversión, pero que la directriz siempre sea pública.
Gracias. So Commissioner, what he's showing me is where you would ask, it's like a Q&A, almost like a chat GPT, which is specific to this platform of the City of Love branding concepts. And there you would plug in a question and it would come back with a response.
Sorry, just for the record, there was kind of a lengthy dialogue that was made just in Spanish. And so are you recapping what he said? Was there additional?
Yeah. If I missed anything else, Eliza, would you like to finish from this little segment here? Anything else you might want to add from what he said? Because it was lengthy. Or it's appropriate his attention as far as what we're trying to get.
So basically what you're looking at is the algorithm. It's the platform that has been put together for this concept itself, where businesses would be able to plug in and pay for marketing, which would again would go back into the city as well as into the partnership to be able to get themselves branded out there so that people again come and spend their money here in the city of Kissimmee.
Esta plataforma no está basada en ChatGPT, no es información pública que se puede equivocar. son documentos que se le ingresan y en base a ellos es que hace la búsqueda y te entrega la información. Por tanto, su predicción es mucho más realista. Si nosotros cargáramos permisos...
Déjame explicarlo para que no perdamos la traducción.
So this platform is not ChatGPT. This is not public information. This is actually information that we will plug into that platform in particular so that it can give you a more realistic and more direct answer to what you're looking for.
Thank you. Now, I guess I have a question, if I can just move on with questions. Obviously, there's a cost included this as you're presenting. So I don't see that cost in either one of these two packages. Perhaps I've missed it because it's quite lengthy. Hay un costo asociado a esto, ¿no? Lo que quiero es, bueno.
Liderado por la ciudad y con algunos actores sociales. Desde luego, uno de ellos nos gustaría ser nosotros, pero al final de cuentas, bueno, la comunidad de Kissimmee, Visit Kissimmee, deberían de estar integrando información para la planificación de nuevos negocios.
So this is something that, yes, we would love to be partners with, but we want to leave it again in the hands of the city. Make sure that the city is able to make those decisions so that new companies come in and are integrated into the city of Kissimmee.
Thank you. So I keep hearing Mr. Jacobo mention Visit Kissimmee, and I've just done a search. There is no Visit Kissimmee. There is a Visit Orlando. Obviously, we've partnered and worked with county along with Experience Kissimmee, as opposed to Visit Kissimmee. So there's no such website. I just don't want to confuse because this is for we're clear. There is no Visit Kissimmee versus Visit Orlando.
No, he's referencing Experience
Kissimmee. Okay, so just for the record, I'm kind of looking here on my tablet. I see that I'm like, whoa. I just kind of want to make sure commissioners as well as commissioner on understands that. I also want to be clear that the concept, this is a concept, right? And the concept is there. I've heard 3 different presentations, not from you, but from other people that have come up and have brought in marketing concepts. Bésame en Kissimmee, la ciudad del amor, la ciudad del abrazo. So I've heard several different concepts, which are very wonderful and very similar. With that being said, this is like I said, it's a great concept, and I really think it would benefit our community as far as bringing some sort of additional branding from what we're doing. But I also want to be really clear as the fact that there's many people that are now, Kissimmee is kind of being highlighted in many areas, and people love the concept of trying to be a part of it. And so you're welcomed as much as anyone else. We want people to be involved and fall in love with our city as we are. Obviously, there's cost involved. So, Mike, I just want to be clear that I think how would we fit this in to Mr. Rodriguez's point, our economic development, any relation with EK, Experience Kissimmee, I think obviously is the direction to go because they do have the know-how and all the whereabouts on this. So I just want to be real clear. I love Commissioner Alvarez's comment about making it a little more family involved, not just in weddings, of course, and love and all this is wonderful. But we do have to be a little more broad as opposed to, but I love the way this is started. I'm sorry, are you translating for him? Because I don't want to go too far ahead of myself, and I think, Mr. Jacobo, I think you understand English pretty well, so I just want to make sure you get the concept of it. And I just want to finish my thought on that. City Manager, I think that part of it is once we move forward with this and we kind of all decide where we want to go, would there be an RFP or an RFI or I'm sorry, interest proposal?
I honestly don't know.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure.
I'm kind of like in there, like, where are we going?
It's not 100% clear on the business relation of this. We didn't have a conversation about anything beyond the concept that I was involved in. However, if it was to involve a partnership with the business community where we were charging a fee to the community or to businesses within the community to use the intellectual property that is being created as part of this marketing plan, then it would have to remain the property, I would think, of a private entity, because as a government entity, I don't believe we have of course, the legal's not here, but the legal capability of saying this is a copyrighted
proprietary.
marketing plan because it's public, and so governments take from each other all the time. But so then in that situation, we may have to do some sort of a solicitation, but I think we need to kind of flush out what those details are a little bit more in depth before I could say for sure what that process would be.
So again, I think it's a great concept. I think we just, again, flesh them out. It's a great start, and then we can kind of have a part two to this, or how much more in depth we go, and then make a decision if it's an RFP and an RFI or RFQ. I mean, I don't even know. I don't know where to begin or where to go.
To me, I mean, we have to understand the business plan or this component, the business plan component of this as well. But the other part of it is from a funding standpoint, I think we can, unless we were to generate funding in a different way than going to Experience Kissimmee, whatever we do, it's going to have to be done in conjunction with Experience Kissimmee. And they're going to want to look at what this messaging is versus the messaging that they do. And is there a way that we could carve out messaging just for the city that's different from their branding of Osceola County in general as Kissimmee?
Right.
So there's a lot to be worked through.
Okay, so Mr. Jacobo, if just, and I'm so sorry, Commissioner, you're next. Do you understand the role that, and just for you, and I don't know that you do or you don't, I just want to make sure you're clear with who Experience Kissimmee is in our world here in government. So I don't know if you know or have an in-depth understanding or knowledge of Experience Kissimmee and what they do with or for us. Good or bad, they are connected to us, and I say good or bad because some people love them, some people could not care for anything they do because they don't understand it. I'm kind of in the middle. So I just want to make sure that you understand what Experience Kissimmee is, so you know what to do next. Do you understand? ¿Usted entiende lo que el concepto es de Experience Kissimmee? ¿Lo entiende la relación que tiene con nuestra ciudad como tal? Ok, perfecto.
Que se hacía de conceptos similares. Número uno es todo lo que aparece plasmado está registrado y publicado en un libro con un ISBN, está en el mundo. O sea, es el único registro que aparece, uno googlea y ahí aparece toda la historia. Entonces, cada concepto trae una propiedad intelectual. Esa propiedad intelectual se pone al servicio público. Y esa es la diferencia con un negocio particular, que yo lo hago para mí. Acá lo que buscamos es que a partir del desarrollo de la ciudad, los negocios crezcan y desde luego los asociados de la Cámara, de los consejos, tengan oportunidad de negocio y sí. Pero llegas aportando.
Translate that.
So the platform itself is a unique platform for the branding itself. It will actually have all the information in there, as well as it'll help smaller businesses within the city, again, to be able to go ahead and continue to grow within the platform, within the city, and bring that money back here. It's a concept that's unique to us, but it's something that we could be used. It's one website, it's one algorithm that will be able to go ahead and be used, and it's very unique.
So it's your intellectual property,
Yes.
correct? Yes. So that's, I just want to be clear that you mentioned that. So, and I just want to make sure you said that whatever's out there on this platform is your specific intellectual property, correct?
Incluido la publicación del libro, que es de donde basamos lo que la plataforma tiene.
So it also comes with a book as well, that's going to be everything that's on the platform actually printed, that anybody could pick up and just actually look it up. So if you want a printed version or you want to deal with AI, you can do either or.
Perfect.
La plataforma se basa precisamente en documentos propios y públicos que se alimentan. Entonces, no te da oportunidad de que alguien pueda intervenir si no tiene la clave de acceso, y no te da oportunidad de que tenga equivocaciones porque el algoritmo se equivocó. Lo único que hace es rescatar información que tiene en la base y la publica.
So the platform has private documents that are directly put into the platform with the public information, but unless you have the key to actually get into the platform, it makes it so that it would not be able to make mistakes, so that there's not an algorithm, running it versus actually the AI itself within the database.
All right. Thank you. Mike, what's the next course of action here?
Yeah, I think the next course of action, from my perspective, is maybe to get a little bit better understanding from them how the platform itself works. And then we can run it by our legal and procurement folks and see, from that perspective, is there anything special we need to run through in terms of a process? If there isn't, then I think the next logical step would be to get a meeting with experienced Kissimmee's leadership and talk about the idea and what potential that it might have.
So I'd like to suggest that they bring in a more detailed business plan moving forward, because this is the concept, and now we need a business plan, right? Because it all starts with a concept, which is wonderful, and it's great, and I love these. These are beautiful, so thank you for these. This is a touch. Okay, and then we will
We have.
create, now that we have the concept, the next step would be, in my mindset, is to create a business plan to present to DT over at Experience Kissimmee. I believe we have a commissioner that wants to chime in. Is it Commissioner Martinez again? Okay, Commissioner Martinez, you've got the floor. Unmute.
I know we're almost done. I just wanted to ask, if when he speaks, if he can do it shorter so that when the translation comes through, it comes through more accurate without leaving out details so that the rest can understand and follow him. I know you were trying to do that in the beginning. That's why I put my hand away.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate your comment. Okay, so can you translate what I said, the recommendation? I don't want...
La recomendación de ellos es que vengas para atrás con un plan de negocios con más detalles para que ellos puedan verlo con más detalles.
Okay.
No, pero let me explain. It's a business plan to then follow through with a meeting with DT, with the person in charge over at Experience Kissimmee, because there has to be
Eso
DT.
es el plan de negocio para que después tengas una reunión con la persona encargada de Experience Kissimmee para poder proceder con eso.
Es que nuestros fondos corren por todo lo que son los fondos de turismo, ¿no? Corren a través de este departamento, de esta organización. Entonces hay que proceder, ese sería el segundo paso. What I said in English is our funding through TDT is pretty much allocated towards EK, and it would be the next step so that he understands where the funding, what we get for any kind of advertisement kind of runs through there. So you have to apply for that.
Básicamente, nuestra idea es mucho más simple. Para presentar el proyecto a la ciudad, solicitar que se proclame el 14 de febrero Kissimmee la ciudad del amor, y a partir de eso se desarrolle toda esta segunda parte que es plan de negocios, quiénes participan, cómo participan, pero una vez que la ciudad identificó que esto puede ser un valor para ellos.
Claro.
So the purpose of this today was to be able to bring the concept to the table, hopefully have February 14th as the initiation as Kissimmee, the City of Love, and then go from there, building the business plan, the businesses that are going to be in detail to this, and be able to integrate everything together.
So he's asking for a proclamation on February 14th to be called the City of Love. Is that what I'm understanding?
Correct.
Yes, okay, I just don't want to miss out the part of the proclamation, because that'll have to be set forth. Okay.
Y más allá de si nosotros participamos en el proyecto, vamos, la proclama ya se hizo. Ese es como el paso número 1. Si no, lo siguiente sería como venir de atrás hacia adelante. Ese es un proyecto final que le falta mucha información todavía.
So you need to,
Es que tú desarrollaste el branding de ciudad.
So he would like the proclamation for February 14th, with or without them being actually part of the project itself, but so that the proclamation's already there, and then move forward from there with the business idea, bringing in the businesses, bringing in the industries.
City Manager, can we request that be done so that the proclamation February 14th for the City of Love can be done? Can we recommend that?
Yeah, we can do that. They did make the request to us a month ago or so. We did, and we brought it on the commission agenda. You guys all voted to host that meeting here, host that event here. And then that actually gives us time then to work through, because, and you probably would know better than me, but process for seeking funding through Experience Kissimmee is usually, what, the spring,
Yeah,
summer?
It's once a year,
So
yeah.
so it actually plays into that.
Okay, perfect. Okay, bueno, le queremos dar las gracias. We want to thank you for your intention of bringing something to our city that would help us brand further. I don't want to discredit the other departments that are doing a spectacular job, and an economic development team that has really stepped up and done wonderful. So we want to just make sure this is an addition to what we're doing. And we want to thank you for your efforts in coming to us. Commissioner Ortiz, thank you for calling this workshop as we continue the journey in discovering the greatness of our city. Commissioners, do you have anything else you'd like to add? And, but before I go to you, I'd like for you to know that we appreciate it, and if you want to close out in a comment, we'd appreciate that. Si quieres terminar con...
Sí, vamos a presentar un video de distintas tomas en distintos países que generan el concepto de ciudad.
He wants to close with a video that shows the different concepts, so that way we can see that. Sí, con gusto.
Gracias.
Muchas gracias. Gracias. All right, we'll move on to general discussion. Any comments, commissioners? Commissioner Alvarez, you good?
I have comments.
Thank you. Commissioner Ortiz?
Yes, I do. It's very important to acknowledge this nonprofit organization is all over the world. They are in 10 countries. They have the good intention to work with the city of Kissimmee. I know that we have some organizations like they try to do the Gran Abrazo, Bésame, a lot of things, but the specialists only locally. We have an organization who is all over the world, working with other countries, development and brandings for the city. Also, I believe I want to say thank you to all of you guys because I know how hard you guys work. And this is not something like it's from just an idea who came out. They're trying to present this to the city for the last, I would say, 10 years. It's many people who've been traveling, who they know in the past, but they just had the intention to develop this concept, but no one paid attention. I just bring this workshop because I was the one I was in Dominican Republic at that event who I was representing in the mayor, the city, and I meet with them, and I believe there is something he's going to create a great impact financially to the city. That means they've been for the longest trying to do this. I just want to everybody know. So
Okay.
thank you. Thank you so much.
And to your point, I just want to be really clear. I'm not discrediting the fact that they are worldwide, according to you. I am just telling you that there are the reason I made that statement, just to be very clear, is because it has to be said that other companies that might watch this have also expressed interest. So I just want you to know that I don't discredit anyone that comes in with an idea, worldwide or local. So just for the record, I need to be able to state that.
I don't have any problem with that. I'm clear.
Okay, thank you. All right, so I think with that being said, City Manager, I think we just have to move on with the next step of the plan and
Sounds good.
and understand that. So thank you so much for your presentation today. We certainly look forward to the next part of this. And for all of you that are still here, did David leave? Is David gone? I can't see over the stage here, so I can't. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you all that came in and joined us. And officially, this meeting now is adjourned. Thank you.